And we're back to another episode of Let's Play Car Mechanic Simulator 2021. I'm your host, the RPG Guy. And when we last left off, I had already started working on this car in the last episode, kind of just by accident, getting my car models confused and whatnot. So I figured before we even start this, let's go ahead and Tasmania. Get ourselves some license plates here. Come to Tasmania, come to Tasmania, come to Tasmania. Me and you. You tell me there's nowhere to put a front driver's license plate? Seriously? It is a single license plate car? Huh. Interesting. Alright, well, there goes $70 down the drain. Alright, when we last left off, while we have it, let's go ahead and just really quickly do the car wash. That way all the detail stuff is done. Except for the paint job, which we'll do last. That way it doesn't look freaking hideous while we work on it. Might start doing this normally, just repair the interior, exterior, and all that of the car, get it out of the way before doing anything else. Just because, as you can see, we clearly and constantly have to take the car apart just to do these kind of minuscule things. Like I gotta take the door apart, kinda, so I can get in here. That. And two of those. Oops, didn't mean to do that, but we gotta get under the car anyway. Alright, let's see here. I can already buy this right now. We don't have to worry about that. Did all that. No oil pan, but we do have to get four of that. Let's come over here. I just want to get the stuff underneath. We need to lower the car back down. And do a detailed list of the under the hood stuff that we clearly need. We're gonna need all that. We already got the alternator. Okay, that's enough for us to probably start with. This. We don't know what we can fix. We don't know if we can fix that. Already ordered this stuff. Have it on my order list, I think. Oops. Because we need the upgraded version of that. One of those is the rod catabon. Okay. Well, thing is, we got to get to the gearbox anyway, which means we'll also take the tires off and do the tires a little prematurely, mainly because of the type of car this is. If we're gonna do 2 tires, you know we're gonna do them all. I don't know. Just we only need 1 of each, but I know I grabbed more than that. Okay. And at this point, seriously. Now we can pull it out. Let's see how much of this we can repair. Now, some of you might say, why bother repairing things that I'm going to upgrade? And it really is just getting more money back. The 100 credits it takes to repair one of those things gives us like 3 or 4 times the sell rate because it's actually fixed. So really, there's no reason not to. But we only need 3 rod caps. The fuel tank already. Alternator. Air filter. Relays. Fuel filter. Battery. Reservoir coolant. Intake manifold. 2 of these. Camshafts. Exhaust manifold. I don't know. Cam gear, no. Spark plugs. Engine head. 4 of those guys. Gearbox is in another area. Engine block. Okay, wait a minute. Outer cam gear, gearbox, clutch release bearing, plate. That. And that. Okay. Starter. We already got that. Relay type B is 3. Relay type A is 2. Type C is 2. I don't know if we fixed the other ABS part, so we'll just leave that for now. We'll worry about that when we get back to the car. Battery. Okay, looks like the rest is good. Need that. Only need 3 of these because we fixed one of them. An oil filter, radiator A, new pulley, brake servo, cam gear B, timing chain, cam gear A. Probably need more than that, but we'll worry about that when we get there. Boom. Enough to get us started here. this crankshaft and all this other stuff in place. Stuff we know we have. Okay. Let's work over here. And there. Sweet. Okay. Nice. That's good. See how much of this timing apparatus we can get done here. This is where it ends too, because after the pulley, we didn't fix anything else. No, that looks like that's it actually. This might be something that's here. Okay. Got those in. So we only got 3 working ones here, so let's put in the 3. And we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those. And we got the engine head cover for this, and then we're probably going to have the fuel rail or 2, and then the ignition coils, which we'll see about that in a minute here. So we need that. Let's do the engine head cover first. I have a feeling the other things are all going to be in the high-end area, so we may as well just put this on. And then just grab all the high-end stuff from the high-end menu. Okay. Okay, this is looking pretty snooty, spazzy, I don't know, snazzy. Looking pretty good. Got that. That's all squared away. Fuse box A. Alright. Put all these fuses in. Nicely in there. I wonder if the intercooler... It is over there, look at that. Radiator fan housing B, fans 1 and 2. Looks like everything in the hood should be there. That needs to be there is there. Except the starter, which we can't put in until we complete the gearbox. So let's put in the fluids. Out. And that's done. And the oil. I'm just gonna squeeze that on out of my hair. We might have to mess with the starter, so I'll wait till we get the starter in. But while we're down here, That got fixed. Okay, so we're gonna need a front drive shaft. While we're down here, can I get the starter while we're here too, or no? Oh, engine bay only. Okay, fine. Okay, before we do the bottom of the car, we're gonna do the tires. And no, I'm not gonna get the 4 XP from just analyzing the condition of the tires. I don't care that much, really. 4 XP is not groundbreaking by any stretch of the imagination, so there's no reason to invest in it that heavily. For the time it takes to do that, we could be repairing the car. Like I said, the best way to get XP is to do repair jobs and run diagnostics on a repairable car versus restorable cars. Just from the amount of XP you're talking like 50 plus XP per car just for sitting there for about a couple minutes to see what the damage is on the vehicle. To me that makes sense. So we can repair 3 rims. Which means one of those and 4 of those. Grab it now. Tires. 255, 30, 19. 255, 30, 19. 255, 30, 19. It's a big rim. Here we go. Another one to go. And yet another one to go. All done. Okay. Strangely enough, I think the front's going to be easier than the back on this car. So, just from looking at it. So we got 2, 4, so it's 8 again. When it comes to the bushings. Gonna need this and 2 of these. We'll need to create 2 of those. 2 of those. 2 brake pads. Probably gonna need a caliper. 2 of those. Let me just kind of take this apart for what it's worth. Even though I'm pretty sure we're going to need a caliper. It's just easier to see what we really need and not have to worry about buying on accident extra crap we don't need. Only one is good enough to repair, which is good to know. So I see both knuckles in there, that's good. Ah, fail. I want to see one of those. One caliper, which was to be expected. Let's get to work. I didn't see the cross member, so that's probably not a good thing. That. Oh, I didn't build the things yet. We gotta build the shocks. Outies and innies. Brake pads, wheel hub bearings, and we don't need a steering rack. I think we even need a front drive shaft. No, we don't need a front drive shaft. Okay, really quick. That's bad. Okay. We got both arms. That's good. We'll need another one of those. We fixed both of those, which is nice. We're gonna need a ventilated disc. Probably one caliper. we go. And it looks all good. Me. Let's work on the back. Now the back is absolute chaos. We've got big bushings, small bushings, and oh boy. And they're just everywhere. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 8 of these. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. So another 8, I guess. I could be wrong, but we're gonna need 1 of these. 2 of those. Where is it back here? We're gonna need 2 of these. 2 brake pads. I don't know about the bottom piece, and that's good enough for us to start here. Because we can actually fix this disc possibly because it's ventilated. Well, it's rather a brake disc, not necessarily ventilated, but we might be able to repair it. And 2 of these. So far, most of this is looking pretty good, except for that wheel hub. Alright, here we go. This is probably the most complicated of the rear suspensions we'll see. Is this more modern kind of style. Probably intended for a much smoother ride. Looks like some of these arms are in good shape too, which is a good sign. Cross member doesn't look as good though. These off. That can go. This can go. Off that goes. That. 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 And boom. There we go. Alright. Let's fix what we can. Only 1 brake disc. Okay. That took a lot. Last night's bowspring cap bases are good. Both calipers are in there. I don't know. Let's get this bad boy back and up and running again. Oh boy. We have enough for one. Pretty sure we have one of these we gotta do. Yep. One of those. Gotta get another one of those. Ooh. Oh, I left one on the workbench. Like, I know I have one. And before I forget, let's put the drive shaft on. Because we don't think of that as suspension, really, so it's easy to forget. Oh. Nice. Ah! There we go. That should be everything. We got our bushing count right for both sizes. That's good. Just one less thing we have to worry about. And we're looking pretty good. looks like this is done. So all that's left is to adjust the tires and a few other things, and then the dyno paint it, you know, all that good stuff. Nice. A lot of livery kits with this one. Either this one or that one. I think we'll go with that. Because why not? It's a bumblebee! Though it's more like float like a bumblebee. Float like a butterfly, sting like hemorrhoids. Alright, let's get it back into where it belongs. And yeah, we've kind of gotten this card pretty much done. $93,000 profit. That's pretty good. That actually puts us almost to where we were when we started this endeavor of repairing cars. So, like this particular car, we definitely want to pick up repair, not using custom parts, and probably get about 80 grand out of it. If you can say that that's what the profit full is. But yeah. All right. Well, let's. Oh, you know what we haven't done? We haven't gone to the dyno yet. Let's check that out. Because this, theoretically, I think has more custom parts than some of the other cars we've done. So we'll have to see. With 308 horsepower and 415 Nm, we'll see what we get out of this bad boy. So, pretty good there, 69%. So he got another 212 horsepower and another 251 Nm. So just alone, those performance part upgrades made this thing pretty beastly. Let's go back to car lift B. And let's go ahead and give it a roll, shall we? So let's do the speed track. We'll give this a test drive. Whoa! That's just RPM. That's not going to tell us how fast we're going. It seems like it gets to its top speed very quickly. So, that's good to know. It gets to its top speed very quickly. Whereas some of the other last car we worked on, it took a while for it to get to its top speed. Same with even the first car, which was the Bolt Cape F-Mill, which makes sense. I mean, that's kind of the point. I guess we'll do the test track, just so we can get a feel for it. Handles nicely. I take it back! Oh! This doesn't handle nicely at all. could be the sports tires and the fact that we're going so fast. Yeah, I think a big chunk of it's the fact that we're going fast. I also think it's the tires, too. Yeah, that doesn't handle very well. And again, I don't know... Okay, I don't know if the tires have anything to do with it, or if it's the car itself. It goes very fast. Not sure if it does anything nicer than that. Because it's really hard to tell what mechanic is it. Is the tires too big? Is it the type of tires? We'll never know. But it goes in the collection all the same. As it's got a license plate. I'm glad we're not custom naming them because it looks like we can't put license plates on the front of some of these cars. So it actually doesn't bother me with that respect. Let's go ahead and send this guy to parking. Let's go out here and grab the other car. But before we call it quits, we got a few other things we got to do here. Let's go to parking because I believe we have a few other cars in there. We have the Katagiri Katsumoto. And then we've got the Del Rey Custom. And we got room for one more. The Tempest Magnum. And then there we go. So these are running us about 50K each to fix. So that's 100K, 250K right there, which will put us at that threshold I was saying and talking about before, where it'll get to a point where we run out of money, and we're gonna have to repair cars in a sense to make money. It is a concern. Oh, I didn't sell this stuff. We need to sell this stuff. And yeah, so it's gonna be again, like I said, it's gonna be one of those things that we have to kind of decide on what to do here. So I want to work on these cars now, which are more sense the luxury cars that we have, I think. When we look at their cost, their buy prices were a bit on the high. I think this one was the highest buy price. No, there was one that was at 10 grand. Maybe we just did it. But looking at these engines, clearly, this is easily a V8, and then this is going to be a probably a V6, so to speak. What we could do, though, really quick, because we have a few minutes left, is we could wash these two cars. Not worry about the ones outside. I might start making a habit of kind of prepping these cars for repair. You know, doing things like washing them to me just seems like a trivial thing. It makes sense. I understand why it exists to do that, but you know, it is a thing. And same with this guy. That way we don't have to waste time with this later as we start repairing the car. And theoretically, we could do this to almost any car. And speaking of that, we could actually go to the ones in the back and do them. That way they're all washed up. There's no question about this having to be done, you know, in any way that's significant. That way we don't, yeah, it keeps us in the garage for the most part until we have to actually leave it. And it makes it easier to tell what car parts need to be done and all that. Let's move the Del Rey. It's missing so much. Oh, this poor one's missing a lot too. It's like even the tires are missing on some of these. Actually, we've been pretty good about having complete tire sets. Not to lie, not to exaggerate it too much, but we've been lucky to have cars with completed tire sets. I mean, we're now gonna have to base it off of like one tire with this car, what kind of tires we put on it. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But all of these cars have been washed for what it's worth. That way, like I said, we don't have to dick around with it much later. And we've got a lot of work cut out for us. I'm probably going to work on this V6, I think it is. Probably going to work on this guy first. Mainly because it's probably a less intricate engine than the V8. And it might be one of those things where we start working on cars that are less intricate as we're working here. Because that's a V8. This is probably... It's either a V6 or a small V6 or a V8. Probably a V8. And this is probably a V8 as well. So we've got a V4 and a V8. So what I'll do is probably put this here and swap it. That way we have two lesser engine cars to work on. That way we can get them knocked out and done. Because V8s are going to be expensive to fix, and I'd rather, make sure that we have the money to do it. And we're not making money right now. That's the big point to make. We're not making money right now because we're saving these cars for ourselves. And that's kind of the point. But yeah, we've got a lot of work still cut out for us. We've got more cars to restore. And so far our money is looking pretty good at the moment. So there's no reason for us to stop doing this. I think we'll even have enough money to repair all 3 cars out here. But by that point, we'll have to start making some money back. Which will be some downtime. I'll do that off. I won't record me doing that just because it's going to take us about 4 car rebuilds to do it. And I want to kind of keep the car rebuilds a surprise for you guys. So, and you get to see us put the nice stuff in it. Whereas I'm not going to do that with the other cars. They're going to get the basic things that they come with put in and so on and so forth. So, anywho, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. Check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Actor Studios for more live gaming action. And yeah, we're probably going to work on this Katsumoto, the Katagiri Katsumoto. And the reason being, again, it's a V4. It's an engine I think we've already worked on. Or we've worked on similar. We've worked on the 14 SOC, I think. So this is a regular 14, so it's a little different than the 14 SOC. SOHC, and whatnot. So we'll say this will say we've worked on both 14 style engines, which I think would be beneficial in the long run, as well as it's a little more intricate because it's missing a lot more parts than some of the other cars that we've worked on. Whereas this car is a little bit more together. This one is completely abysmal. So like the more we work on this car, the better, probably the better it'll turn out at the end. But it is going to take quite a bit of work to get this restored to its former glory. So anywho, thanks for stopping by, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.